Hey everybody, Felix Staffelbaker here. I wanted to make a video because there are so many little Easter eggs, pun intended, for Bitcoin in the way that it was coded out and certain things that happen in there. There was a time in 1933 when FDR signed Executive Order 6102 and forced all U.S. citizens that held privately owned gold to turn in gold at a certain rate or face prison time. And they ended up reversing it later on, but something that was really interesting is that the difficulty adjustment in Bitcoin is updated every 2016 blocks, and that is literally the reverse of 6102. And they ended up going back and on 1975 they ended up reversing that order, or 1970, I forget which one, sometime in the early 70s, but basically it was on April 5th that that happened. And also that is Satoshi's supposed birthday, was on April 5th, whenever 1975, when they decided to give it back and allow people to own gold again for the first time, since they ordered the executive order. So you've got all these different things that go on where people are like, oh, this is so random, this is just an arbitrary number. But no, the 2016 blocks was a signal to the Executive Order 6102, where Bitcoin was essentially invented to stop the government theft of citizens' resources, of their property, of their wealth. And it's not talked about enough, where all these different aspects of the Bitcoin protocol were put in for specific reasons, not arbitrarily like what happens in the regular banking system, or the Bank of International Settlements set these arbitrary policies then for central banks and then central banks of local banks. And so it's just interesting that his birthday was chosen for April 5th, right after, the same day that they announced that they were going to take the Bitcoin away. And I just thought that was super interesting. It's something you don't really hear a lot of, but it just shows you more and more that Bitcoin is the escape valve, that it is methodically set up in order to preserve your wealth. And because it's considered anonymous by enough people, there's an opportunity for all people to get involved before it really starts to take off in a meaningful way. We're rapidly approaching the point where the average person will never be able to fully get a whole coin, especially when they start seizing bank accounts, especially if hyperinflation kicks in, where people will be more worried about getting food and water and different things than trying to get a whole coin. And that time is rapidly going away, where people aren't going to have the opportunity. And there's like 50-something millionaires in the whole world. There's not even enough for all of them to get a whole coin. And then there's less than 2 million coins on the open market that are actively being available for trade or on exchanges or anything like that. All those coins are going to be snatched up in short order. And once that happens, the price is unlimited. It should be able to go anywhere that the people holding it take it to. And I just thought that some of those little factoids and interesting caveats that people don't know about the Bitcoin protocol and why it's so elegant and so unique and so pristine, that people just don't know. So sometimes it's good to point those little things out and just keep stacking, keep holding. We're holding on for this one. Staffelbaker out.